South-East superdog Ballyregan Bob, barring accident, should equal the world record of 31 successive wins at Haringey. It's a track that Ballyregan Bob is no stranger to. He won there only a week ago when he recorded his 30th win over tonight's distance of 688 metres. Bob, the number 4 dog in the black jacket, made short work of winning last week. He was less than a length off his own track record, finally running on strongly to win by 10.5 lengths. He's been superbly handled by his Brighton trainer George Curtis, who retires at the end of the year.
Britain's fastest greyhound has just been racing to try to equal the world record for the most wins in a row. Bob has won his last 30 races, and another victory at London's Haringey Stadium tonight would equal the world record held by the Americans.
Bob likes to look his best. A daily routine with trainer George Curtis ensures his sleek finish isn't confined to the track.
Cheers, a good boy.
At the kennels near Brighton, owner and trainer take Bob out for an 11th-hour run. Even a champion can be distracted by the local wildlife. But tonight he'll be chasing hares, not rabbits. After a certain amount of prompting by his coach, Bob decides to show he can turn the pace on when he wants.
I'm delighted with him. I mean, he's doing better than I ever imagined. And for me, as soon as he breaks the record, I think, you know, with it, just bad luck I beat him, not a dog. If there ain't a greyhound I beat him, it'll only be bad luck. He's a happy dog, really. He's a lovely old dog to handle. He likes a bit of fuss, but he's got an extra gear to other dogs.
All eyes are on the kennel's star. A light meal before tonight's race, and then Bob hopes it'll be the opposition that gets a licking. And just a few minutes ago, Ballyregan Bob was out on the track at Haringey. Bob was in devastating form as he surged ahead to win by more than 10 lengths and set a new track record. Now he's equalled the world record, it's on to Brighton next month to try to beat it.
Champion greyhound Ballyregan Bob broke the track record at Haringey tonight and equalled a world record that stood for 7 years. Bob's become only the second greyhound in history to win 31 races in succession.
It's the biggest thing down at the Dogs since the electric hare. Tonight the punters rolled up in force as Ballyregan Bob went for straight win number 31. And in a sport where 30 stadiums have closed since the 50s, Bob's unbeaten streak is a welcome relief. Tonight, just 2 races from canine immortality, he set off even faster than usual. He took the lead on the first bend, leaving the rest of the field struggling for second place. There was never any doubt about the result. Bob took it at a canter, equalling the world record held by the American with the inelegant name of Joe Dump. That had stood for 7 years, but in 11 days' time, Bob will no doubt be even shorter priced than tonight's 10-1 on to take the record for himself. His value isn't so much in the prize money. He won just £1,000 tonight, but in the stud fees that follow his retirement. And if all goes well, that could be next week.
If we win next week, we should retire him. He's done wonders to come back. He's had the injuries and that, and they're going to get the frost coming along and the hard ground. It'd be a shame for anything to go wrong with him. As far as I'm concerned, next week will be it.
We ever see another dog like him?
Never. This century or next.
Nobody won any money betting on Ballyregan Bob tonight, but everyone went home happy, and greyhound racing, for the moment at least, has a new lease of life. Peter Staunton, ITN Sport, Haringey.
Just 42 seconds tonight to decide who's the world's top dog. In a race of a lifetime at Hove in Sussex, Britain's fastest greyhound, Ballyregan Bob, attempts to set a new world record by speeding to his 32nd consecutive victory. Last time out at Haringey, he equalled the record, leaving the opposition out of sight. Well, tonight may be his last race before going to stud, where he'll be worth a fortune, whatever the outcome.
This morning at his kennels outside Brighton, apart from a good luck card on his door, Bob had to wait for breakfast along with all the other greyhounds. Trainer George Curtis has 26 other runners at tonight's meeting, and they all get the same treatment. Eventually it was his turn, no sign of nerves as he tucked into milk, cereal and eggs with a touch of honey. The others didn't seem to be bothered by all the fuss. A quick stretch of the famous legs, and then out for walkies with his kennel mate Mines Kango. Well, it turned out a bit more than walkies, Bob deciding to show off a bit of his lethal speed for our camera. Mr. Curtis has no doubt he'll win tonight, but there's more to it than winning.
I've had him since he was a baby, and he's been a great dog to me. I've had a hell of a lot of excitement from him, and you know, I would love for everybody, I think nearly everybody in the game would like to see him win tonight.
Bob's due to retire after tonight and go to stud, though with more than 100 children already, you might think he's done his bit for the sport. But owner Cliff Cavern says he might race again. Offers have been made from Ireland.
Yes. He was born underage in Ireland.
So he might have a farewell appearance in Ireland?
He would. He'd get a great welcome. It'd give us a great pleasure to take him, actually.
For now, though, a rest before tonight and no distractions. Giles Smith, ITN Sport, Brighton.
He's already equalled the world record of 31 wins in a row, and tonight at Brighton and Hove racetrack he has the chance to break that record. Reporting live now from Brighton, Sam Jaffa.
Well, you join us at Brighton and Hove Stadium, where Ballyregan Bob is attempting to become the winner of the world consecutive number of wins with 32. He's 8-1 on to do that, and no one in the 5,000 crowd is betting against him. Tremendous atmosphere, as you can hear, and they're off. And Bob is on the outside in the stripes. He's doing very well at the moment. And listen to the crowd. No one wants any other dog to come in. Tremendous roar here as he goes round that bend. And here he comes. He's showing a clean pair of heels at the moment. Tremendous atmosphere here as Bob comes round the final bend. Listen to the crowd roar him home. What a victory. Well, a tremendous victory for Bob. 32 wins consecutively, which beats the American Greyhound Joe Dump, the previous best of 31. And you can hear how the crowd appreciate that. There'll be celebrations, no doubt, down here long into the night. That makes Bob surely the undisputed best dog in the world.
Greyhounds. Ballyregan Bob did it tonight. He broke the world record in winning his 32nd race in a row at Hove in Sussex. He'd been equal with an American dog, Joe Dump, who'd run in Alabama. At his usual odds-on, Bob may not have been the punter's choice, but it was the result they all wanted to see.
The local dog that was about to rewrite the record books had drawn a crowd of 8,000, 10 times the normal weekday attendance. They weren't expecting to make money. The bookies were offering only 5 or 6 to 1 on, and the only real bets were on the margin and who'd come second. He didn't really look special as he came out to see his adoring public, and he was physically dwarfed by the huge Irish dog Lowe's Sale that had flown over specially to try and beat him. The start was close, with Bob third early on, apparently loath to make the running. But with his owner and trainer and the huge crowd cheering him on, he pulled confidently away on the second circuit. By the end, he was comfortably in command, almost seeming to know he'll go down in the record books as the greyhound of all time.
Yeah, tremendous. Couldn't have happened at a better time. I'm so delighted for everybody in the game. I'm really grateful.
At the presentation ceremony, Bob seemed the calmest person around and hardly out of breath. But then he's a champion. Giles Smith, ITN Sport, Brighton.